All right, Daniel, I have Steve on the line. Steve, go ahead.
Daniel Weichel, Steve Jewin from MMA Mania, and it's a pleasure to talk to you again. How are you doing today, sir?
Thank you. I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm excellent, and I'm really excited about this rematch you've got coming up in the Featherweight Grand Prix against Emmanuel Sanchez. Super close fight last time, and I assume this time you expect to get the win again.
I worked for it very hard, and I can't wait for March 13th. Really looking forward to that fight.
Now, of course, Emmanuel Sanchez believes that the judging should have gone his way. That's not how it worked out, but when you look back on that fight 4 years ago, how close do you think it was?
I don't think it was that close. Of course, it was a close fight. It went to decision, and we both were very active. And I think anyway, I was controlling most of the fight, and I had better connections. So even though when I analyze the fight for like I do always, I know that I could have done so much more. So even though I know I was winning this fight, I went out and I know, hey, there's a couple percentage that I could put in more.
This fight with your rematch, you're going to put in that extra and you're going to leave it decisive 100%. It's not going to be a split decision. It probably will even be a finish, right?
That's what I'm working for. Absolutely. Now I will, all the experiences I made, I will carry it with me. I will learn from it, and I will put it with my right intuition into this fight, and enjoying the time out there.
Were you surprised when the featherweight selection tournament show took place that Sanchez said he wanted to face you again? Do you think he could have gone for an easier path in the tournament?
I know that he was complaining about the decision a couple of times after our fight, so that wasn't too surprising to me. So he was talking about the rematch many times. So when he picked me, I was like, no surprise at all.
No, I suppose not, if he's making that much noise about it. But at the same time, you have to think that both of you have faced Patricio before. Only one of you can face him again, whoever gets through this tournament. So he might have thought, maybe there's a better way to get back to Pitbull.
Yeah, I don't know. When I looked at it and saw Pitbull and me in the same pool, I was like, hey, this is it. This is my journey. The third time, I think Pitbull will win this fight. Taking nothing away from Carvalho, but I think Pitbull will win this fight. And seeing myself fighting Pitbull in this tournament, in this historical tournament, a third time and get the win, this is the dream come true.
You know, third time does seem to be the charm when it comes to Pitbull, because it took Daniel Strauss 3 tries to beat him too.
Yeah. But I don't try to look at that too much. On the other hand, because other fighters, every fighter have a different life, a different experience, and everything, But when I look at myself as a fighter and the fights that I made, especially with Pitbull, I know that I found holes in his game while I was fighting him, and it was 2 times very close that I was able to finish him. So this gives me confidence and motivation to move on, and looking forward to a third fight.
Yes, I think we all are if that comes to pass, but let me ask you about the previous fight with Saul Rogers, because that's been a little while ago now, last September. I know that obviously the featherweight tournament bracket is not entirely of your making. You might have preferred to fight sooner, but is that too long of a layoff or not?
Yeah, it is. It was like, from November on. It was, I like to stay active, because I don't take off from training. So for me, I like it more to stay more active fighting. So like these tournaments, the best things that ever were created for MMA. I love this. I love especially this tournament. It's amazing. You know, when you fight next, you have like 3, maximum 4 months in between. So this is perfectly. You can heal up. If you had injuries in a fight, you can heal up and go right back into preparation for the next one. You know when, you know against who. This is what I like the most, definitely.
Now, you talked about holes that you discovered in Pitbull's game, having fought him 2 times before. What about holes in Emmanuel Sanchez's game? Not just from your previous fight, but from seeing what he's done with other fighters.
Yeah, you can see that he gets sometimes kind of wild walking forward and leaves openings on that way in. So this will be my task to use these openings to hurt him.
Yes, I believe that could be the case. And also the fight being in the Mohegan Sun arena. He says it's his first time ever there. And trying to remember if you fought at the Mohegan Sun before.
It was my first fight against Scott Cleef, Mohegan Sun Arena.
Oh, right, back in like 2014, right?
Yes, it was the first fight of the tournament, of the last featherweight tournament.
Right.
Where I fought Scott Cleef and got the rear naked in the first round.
Yeah, that was the start of an excellent run leading up to that fight with Pitbull in St. Louis. So obviously some happy memories there. You're getting to go back to a place where things got rolling for you in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So when do you travel out, or are you already in the United States as we speak?
No, I will travel out on a Sunday morning. We fly over, and yeah, it's basically the time. I always arrive before fights, like 5-6 days before. So always had good experience with that.
Right, and then you avoid any of the issues like jet lag, weight cutting, all that kind of stuff. You get settled in before the fight.
Yes, yes. I mean, for me, it's always easier to go to the U.S. than coming back. Coming back is always harder to get back into sleep rhythm. When I go there, it's kind of easy to get sleep and to work out. So, yeah, going there is way easier, definitely.
Now, there's a unfortunate or interesting coincidence, depending on how you look at it, because just recently some wrestlers in the United States have pulled out of a tournament in Germany because they feel, whether you think this is warranted or not, that they have a risk of picking up the coronavirus by traveling internationally, and you're coming the exact opposite direction, but I would assume you've got no worries about that at all.
Of course, you have to think about it. But I do this like as always, you know, at the moment here is winter time and many people are getting sick or getting a cold. So anyway, I stay away from people. I stay at home. I do my grocery and staying with the family as much as possible. So I don't get in contact with too many people anyways. So, but I still have an eye on that as well. Definitely. I have to look that I stay healthy up until the fight. So, yeah.
But of course, in training, you're
basic.
In training, you're still getting into physical contact with a lot of people. So, you know, that's a vector for transmission. That's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, it is. But it's also like I know exactly where who I'm training with. Like I have my specific training partners, and like right now we are always in contact and talking. Hey, how you feel? You feel okay? You feel good? I mean, I know that it's not 100% that you are safe, but still, I feel that it's the safest it can get when the way that I do it. Like we are in contact. If someone doesn't feel good, he doesn't come to training. You know, this is the worst when people have the feeling that they getting something and still think, yeah, I will go to training and just see how I feel. This is the worst, you know. They know they already got something and coming to training. So, but I'm in contact like every day with my constant training partners, and everybody's healthy. So we thinking of carrying this health through the U.S. and through the fight.
That sounds good. And hey, on a personal note, I couldn't agree more because it drove me crazy when I worked in an office and people would come in sick. It's like, if you feel sick, just stay home. Don't come and infect the rest of us.
Yes. And don't come back too early. It's also the worst when they come back and said, yeah, I feel better than yesterday. And yeah, but you're still sick. Stay home, please.
Indeed, that's such a problem. But people just have to learn with these kind of COVIDs and coronaviruses just to be mindful of best procedures and best operating habits. And that's what you're doing with training. So I know it's going to work out well for you. And this is going to be a successful trip here and there. So also, I want to get any of your thoughts on who you'd like to face next in the tournament, because I know each round they've let people select who their next matchup would be. Would you prefer to fight Pitbull before the end of the tournament or at the very end?
I think there's no selection after this. When now the pool is fixed, and when Pitbull wins, I will face him again.
All right. Well, if that's absolutely set,
I think there's.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I definitely look for as a great journey of my career, of my legacy, definitely.
Well, it's quite a legacy already with over 50 professional MMA fights and 2 times facing the world champion in Bellator, so we're hoping for a third if it works out for you. But Daniel, thank you as always for the time, and if you'd like to plug any sponsors, please go ahead.
Thank you for the interview, and I want to thank my team, MMA Spirit, my sponsors, Fight Nature, Fairflocks, Olymp Germany, and Mary Jane CBD. Thanks for the support, and can't wait for March 13th.
March 13th at the Mohegan Sun Arena. It's exclusive to DAZN, so get that subscription because you don't want to miss seeing Daniel Weichel and Emmanuel Sanchez. It will be a fantastic rematch. Again, Daniel, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Dan, as well.
All right. Thanks a lot, Steve.